Can y'all believe it has been 1 week today since I clocked out and left my job? And I feel like I have literally spent the whole week rekindling my relationship with myself. I posted a video a few days ago just talking about recovering from burnout. And I've been in this space where I've just been wanting to allow myself to just be. I've been reconnecting with just the parts of me that I find joy, enjoying being outside, enjoy random Friday meetups for coffee with a girlfriend, being able to pop up on my mom and see her at the market. This week wasn't about any strenuous, extraordinary activity, but it was really just about slowing down to finally be more present, like in my own life, and to just assess like how I feel right now. I think when you have micro moments of change and transition, or what could feel like a micro I made it moment, right? Coming off of just a really beautiful launch and financial elevation that I've been seeking and desiring. I think with each level, each chapter, each shift just requires you to slow down and reflect it, but also see like where you stand within it. And it's okay to not have all the answers. In the same token, I don't have all the answers right now today, but I will say I can just feel spending time finding joy again, true joy with the things that with the places that what am I trying to say? Finding true joy in the ways and areas that I'm spending my time is what I'm trying to say, has been a beautiful journey of like just reconnecting with myself. And I carry joy deep down. I think joy is definitely spiritual, right? Because happiness is fleeting. It's usually but a moment, or a situation may inject a happy response from you, but then an hour later you may be upset and frustrated. But true joy is just more spiritual. And having that lead the center of a lot of my decisions is the place that I'm wanting to like get back to. Not saying yes out of necessity or need or urgency, but saying yes because it really is a joy factor that's aligned with the decision. It's been quiet over here in terms of being able to like finally just sit and have moments and mornings and hours at the park, staring at some type of body of water, having a moment where I can just breathe and I don't have to be anywhere by a certain period of time. That has been really helpful in just like reconnecting with myself overall, and just looking at where is this chapter of Renee headed? Where is her life going? What direction are we in? Because it's one thing when you're working towards the thing that you want, and then it's another thing when it starts presenting itself to you. How are you opening the doors and allowing yourself to receive it? How are you allowing yourself to be in the moment and then live out and become who it is that you actually want to be? And that is a transitional moment in and of itself too. I don't know if many people mention that or talk about that, but I didn't want to skip past any of it because I've been allowing myself to feel all of it. And I'm a woman where I've said this before, but I like failing fast. Do I love failing? Not exactly, but I also understand that it's a part of the journey. And you can view it different ways, but when I fail fast, it gives me the ability to bounce back quicker and pivot quickly as well too. It's to me about being an active participant in your life and knowing when to shift, knowing when things feel great, knowing when they feel off, knowing if something's too draining, or knowing if you don't like the setup of something, you know? So I've just been looking at just everything that I have going on right now, not even just in my like personal reset, post-work and recovery, but okay, how do you have your cohort set up? What does your membership look like? All right, how are your times and days and different things like that? And now that I'm in this space where I feel like I get a little autonomy to choose. I am wanting to refine and adjust and shift in the most mindful way where it's still creating that supportive life that I've been trying to reach, and going deeper. I'm in this space of just wanting to go much deeper with the community that I'm creating, that I'm learning when to pause, and I'm learning when to reset, and I'm learning when to start and go. And I'm so grateful for just having like such good coaching in my life. And I have fun, exciting news this will probably be next week's video conversation. I can't wait to share a beautiful new opportunity that I have that is perfectly aligned with where I am. I feel like I'm ascending. I'm like gliding. I just don't know. I don't know why in my head I imagine, I don't know what that machine is called because I don't go skiing, y'all. Snow is my least favorite environmental activity. But, at the slopes, what is that machine called? I can't think of it, when they just go up and up and up and people got their little skis on, just dangling, just hanging on. I feel like that's me. I'm her. I'm like, and everything's just dangling. Everything is dangling. That literally feels like Renee right now. And I'm just looking at all the things that are happening and all the moving parts. And I'm just so grateful for the guidance of this next step. When you are pursuing a dream, a desire, freedom, it is so imperative to have, I call them your board of directors, but it really is like your community coaches in place to help you get there, because you cannot do it alone. And I've always invested where I needed acceleration. I've paid for coaching so much in the past. I've worked with some different people, some amazing people as well. Some of your favorite coaches, most likely on the internet. I've worked with a variation of individuals based on where I was at in my life. When I started health coaching in the beginning, I was holistic health coach. I really loved that season for me. It was a healing season that led me down that path. When my son passed away, 36 weeks of my pregnancy, I took that on as like my form of self-love and an ode to myself and an ode to my son, to heal my body, restore it, put the best foods in there, the best supplements, the quality everything, vital protein, collagen, this, that, like everybody gets collagen. Like I just really took it on to learn my body. I studied women's hormonal health, and I just went so deep, right, until I reached a point in a pivot that season was done. You were trying to still make a shoe fit that you outgrew. That season was done. But along the way, I still had coaching, I still had support, I still had a voice of reason, and I've gleaned to people that are living a life that I desire to live and having experiences in their personal life in real time that are ahead of mine, but can get me there as well. And I know I'm kind of the black sheep / unicorn of my family. My dad said it the other day, and my mom sent it to me in a text. I sent a beautiful video of me out by water because I found a new place to go fishing, and I was really excited about it. And my mom, she was just like, wow, you're so unique. It's just like, and she was like, oh, your love for nature. She was like, be careful. And she was like, the Y has swimming lessons coming up soon. It was just all in the text message. It cracked me up, and I get it. I've been told I'm unique my whole life. I've been told that I'm so different. I've been told that I think differently. My personality is just so different. And my dad said that to me the other day when we were on the hunt for this car mount for a bike rack, y'all. It's like pulling teeth to find this in somebody's store. So we pulled up, got out the car, and I think we were talking about feta cheese or I don't know, something. And my dad, I had made breakfast and put a little bit of feta cheese on there. I'm not a crazy cheese girl, can't. But my dad was just like, yeah, you've always been different. You've always been different. He was like, and I'm not saying different is a bad thing. He said, but you've just always been different. And I mean, he's right. I've gotten that pretty much my whole entire life. I would look at the way that other people are doing things and how they're thinking, and I'd be like, yeah, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm going over here. I was telling my girlfriend this morning when we met up for tea and breakfast and just good girl time today. I was just telling her, I said, Kim, if I'm being honest, I have moments where I don't know if I want to be a mom. I don't know if I want to be a parent. And then I have moments where I do know that I want to do that. And I go backwards and forth. And I realize right now in this space, I don't have to be settled on a decision. I think my biggest gratitude is the fact that, hey, girl, you at least froze your eggs. You at least froze your eggs before you went through the breast cancer journey. And you have them there to make your decision versus life forcing me to make a decision. And I realized that I'm even a unicorn there. I'm 37. Many of my friends are married with kids. They are settled, but they're living in a state that they don't want to live in. Their life isn't really what they want it to be. Some of them say that they wish they hadn't had kids so soon. Some say that they wish they would have waited. I have some friends that are already on a divorce. I have some friends that are on their third husband. I have friends of all different variations. And then then there's me, Renee the unicorn, whimsically planning to live out of the country one day and currently figuring out how to travel more in the next couple months, and just left her job. But I'm a dog mom and I used to put Cardi in doggy daycare when we were in Atlanta. And I'm just like, probably going to hire a dating coach again and get back on that horse. And I'm just out here planning different stuff. I'm over here reading this Ikigai book and just understanding about other cultures and just whimsically looking at my vision board and how it looks very different, but it looks very me. And it's been so freeing to just have this space and this time to even have those thoughts and those moments and the quiet and the peace, and just like letting God speak to me and reconnecting with the Lord in new ways and reestablishing my relationship with him in new ways. And something in my spirit dropped the other day where it's like, I know even now Michigan isn't a long-term destination, right? Who knows what the next 6 months look like? I don't really know. And I think that's also been a more freeing part of surrender for me. I want to say I'm just at the mercy of the Lord. Like, every good thing that he's doing, he withholds no good things from those that love him and walk uprightly within him. He really doesn't. And I'm seeing and have been seeing for years the evidence and fruit of his goodness. I understand that, you don't harvest or plant in the same seed that, you sow. You just, in the same season, I'm sorry, you get it when you get it. And I'm just really watching his goodness and his mercy like unfold in my life in real time. And it's not even just this moment, it's the compilation of all the moments. It's the compilation of everything, every hard moment, every joyful moment, every tough decision, every pivot, every time that it felt like, man, it didn't work out, or, those disappointments that can tend to happen. And I'm just really riding this wave right now of like, all right, Lord, have your way. Your will be done. Even when I prayed over the women that joined my cohort 2, as well as those that joined cohort 1, I just pray like, Lord, use me and let me be of good service to these women. Let me truly show up and help them, because right now they may be seeing themselves as like stuck, unclear, not knowing what to do, but knowing I want to be using my voice more, knowing that I want to put myself out there more. But then when I talk about them, I see the ripple effect of the decision. I see the established channel. I see the community congregating. I see the confidence in their clarity, in communication, in their messaging, who they're talking to. Like, that's what I see through their words and voices. I also see those that are still in their head and wanting to do things, very much in their own way. I see all of it. I can understand all of it. And man, it's just so much changes and so much becomes available to you when you break past the barriers that are holding you back. My girlfriend Kim and I talked about this morning when we were at breakfast, because she is just a phenomenal producer in film, and showed me a clip of the commercial that we shot. It literally brought tears to my eyes. Whenever I get the go-ahead that I can share it, I want to share it with you, because this woman's talent and skill is beyond. And not even just from her experience of being in New York, not even from her experience under Spike Lee, but like just her God-given skill and ability. I'm like, girl, I want you filming any and everything I shoot. Now, I don't need you to do my YouTube, but anything we try and do a little saucy for the tube, I definitely want you on it, because that's my sister. She's gifted. I love her. And when we were talking about just like, hey, she's figuring out what does it take for her to be consistent, because that's been one of her biggest hurdles, is just being consistent. I don't think there's I don't think there's a secret answer. I think we can buy all the books in the world. We can read all the Atomic Habit books in the world. We can do everything the personal development books say to do, but at some point you just got to decide. Or you're either sick and tired of being sick and tired of not meeting your potential, not experiencing the results you want, not creating the life you desire, not putting out enough of your creativity. You when you get tired of being sick and tired of being the thing that's holding yourself back, at some point you just take the leap. And within the leap, you are also still trying to break other barriers. People's judgments, people's opinions. People are going to say whatever they want to say, think whatever they want to think, on top of you judging yourself, you giving yourself your opinion, and you saying whatever you have to say or think about yourself too, right? It's this weird space of delusion for me that I think you have to fall into in order to work past the things that can keep you stuck, in order to get to the place where you are unstuck and you are this person. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube. It doesn't matter if it's video. It doesn't matter if it's fitness, trying to lose 30 pounds. It doesn't matter if you are trying to clear up your skin from cystic acne. It doesn't matter what it is. Any good thing that you want to result in requires consistency. Any good thing that you want to do to get a result and change who you are is going to require some form of consistency. So at some point, you're either out or you're in. And then we'll try to mask it with all these other words and all these other feelings too sometimes. And yeah, sometimes it's just about the reality of the reality that if you want to make some changes, you will change. You will make them. How long is it going to take you? And for me, it's just the mortality motivation. Another friend of mine, Andy, and I were talking about this through voice text the other day. Shout out to Andy. She's watching this video. She brought that word back up to me, which was such a beautiful reminder, as I heard it for the first time in my life a couple months ago when my coach Glow mentioned it on one of her videos. And I never knew that word existed, but that feeling in me has resonated for as long as I can remember, especially over the past 5 years going through breast cancer and being on the remission recovery side of it. Mortality motivation is a very real thing. When you are just motivated to live, you're motivated to experience your life, you're motivated because you know time is precious, life in a sense does have a shortness to it. You know that we actually aren't here for forever. And so I think you just move differently when you already have that self-knowing, when you've had that personal, innate flash, like a direct flash happen in your life versus seeing it through somebody else's situation, I think you just move differently. You move quickly. You move quickly to the life that you want. You move quickly to your desires. You move quickly onto the path that's calling your name. You move quickly. What is that? Is that a hawk? Well, he's not moving quick. He's moving slow. But you move quicker. You move quicker. You do things differently, because it's like it's your time. And when you don't already have control of it, you're trying to figure out, how do I get control? How do I regain control? And then when you regain control, then you're like, okay, now what do I want to do with it? How do I want to do with it now that it's mine? And then you're trying to get control of the control that you now have that you own versus somebody else owning it, so you can steward and manage it well. And then, it just keeps going and going and going and going. But all these conversations, all these things they just brought me to this moment today, that it is the simple fact that today made a week ago since the last day at my job. And within these 7 days, my mind has processed so much, and so little in the same token, right? Little as in not rushing and overloading myself, so much as in the depths of just my thoughts and this shift and transition in this woman that I'm becoming, and how I'm refining things. And I'm really excited about refining, and I'm really excited about the deeper. We're refining the membership, refining Build Your First Options cohort, refining the channel, just like starting to be able to refine small things. I'm refining myself, above all, myself. And I'm just, wow, still I get to bring y'all on the journey with me. That is such a gift for me. This has been like one of the best gifts that life could have presented to me. Yeah. Yep. All right, y'all. I wrote down some things. Wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4. I wrote down 4 words. I said, I want a life that aligns with the way I want to feel. Or rather, the way I want, to feel it. Ease, flow, calm, and paced. I need those words to show up in my life. Not even just personally, but now even as like a coach, even as someone that's an entrepreneur technically now. I want those words to show up in my life, in my days, in my responses, in my time, how I set things up and do things. And I think that is where you start to break free from the monotonous cycle that society has placed us in. And that's when you realize, oh, it actually can be this way, and it gets to be this way because this is the way that I'm making it for myself. Those values should reflect from your business to your personal. And now I'm working on allowing them to do so. And I'm really excited about that. So until this very next video, I hope you guys take great care of yourself, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.